Hey, it's your boy from the room, back with another one. Make sure you hit that like, comment, share, and subscribe. The Joe Budden podcast spoke about T-Pain, speaking about Drake's legacy. That he should gracefully bow out, and that T-Pain took his own advice. Let's hear what T-Pain had to say.
He said, I want to be one of them people that gracefully bow out and not get kicked out.
Yeah.
I have ever since said,
You really
thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all when I drop. Don't worry about it. I'll just drop something.
Yeah.
Let me know if you heard it.
Yeah.
Drake is like, no, listen. Okay, I got another one. Hold, check this out. Check this out. Y'all didn't like that one? Okay, real quick. Just one more. Let me try one more. And then he's the person that he said, he didn't want to be. Mm-hmm. And I learned that from him. Like when he said that, I want to gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. I was like, you know what? I'm out this bitch.
This is live shows now.
I'm out this motherfucker. I'm not trying to impress y'all niggas. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck about live or die.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I keep trying to impress y'all niggas? I'm out. I'm done. I did everything that I was trying to do. I changed the game. I made a sound. What else? What else?
You literally can't. It's only even if you make a hit today, it
won't even. That's just normal.
Yes.
It's just normal. It's like, yeah, that's okay.
Well, shit.
Cool song.
T-Pain spoke his mind, and here's what Drake responded with. Drake felt like T-Pain resented him all his career. Let's basically hear what the Joe Budden podcast had to say, and then we're going to give our personal breakdown. Let's get straight to it.
25% of people that view Drake differently out after that battle, even if you want to up that percentage to 35, let's call it 65-35. 35 people that may view Drake differently. If Drake loses 40% of who Drake was, then nigga, that's still Drake, and you still got to deal with him. Mm-hmm. He's still gonna sell records.
I don't think the number's that high, by the way.
I don't think so either. I think they fickle.
Yeah, in terms of actual, I'm going to listen to or purchase or go to a show or whatever, I don't think that probably impacts.
I don't think he budgets for him really.
The battle, yeah,
no.
I don't think so.
He's 100% seen differently by
for sure.
people.
True,
the perception might be different.
He's perceived
Perception is different on him.
That's because
he's still him.
He hasn't dropped that Drake hit.
When he drops the Drake hit, damage was done. I don't want to get back into last year.
Yeah.
Damage was done.
I agree.
With that said,
Significant damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that said, he's still Drake. He's still gonna sell records. He's still gonna be number one. Niggas are still gonna listen. He's still gonna tour. He's still gonna create his own path because, like I said, nobody's been at this level. On the flip side of that, niggas that hate you are gonna hate you. Right. And there's nothing you can do about that. So if that's T-Pain, if that's me, if that's whoever it is, and that impacts their commentary, then I don't want to hear Drake respond every time he thinks somebody is saying something out of shade. If you want to do it, cool. But nah, he should be on a mission right now. And this is coming from, I think the 21 album is fire. I think the Party album is fire. Like, I call him on a little lightweight run. It ain't the Drake run that we know it to be.
Drake, though. Yeah,
it ain't the Drake run we know it to be because he's doing all this Playboy Cardi, all this other. It's just this. He's in a listen. Let people design.
I think he's fighting to have something stick to the wall.
If nothing sticks to the wall, he's still Drake, and you got to deal with him.
I don't think he thinks that.
Well, that's different.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's different.
I think he want to come reclaim his spot. And I'm not mad at that. I don't think if that's how he feels internally, then who the fuck is T-Pain to tell him ride off into the sunset?
Yeah, I don't know if
everybody's saying that.
Creatives or musicians specifically can have to ever feel like they need to retire. They rarely don't.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
we got rumors of Jay-Z having an album coming.
Right, yeah, but there's something to be said for how you retire.
True.
Like, a Kobe retirement is still a Kobe retirement, and it's reserved for the greats. And Drake is a great.
So we're talking about
yeah. We talk. Father Time plays a part in the Kobe retirement, but how Father Time don't play a part in Drake retirement. But Drake don't have to retire. No, I think you're talking about the perception of the retirement.
Yeah,
I think you're talking about that. So if Drake sailed off into the sunset on his own terms, he can give you one album every 4 or 5 years, right? By all intents and purposes, he's retired. Right? And he just come out.
If he changes
Jay-Z retired.
that would be.
Okay, if he changes his output,
that would be retirement.
Ideal.
But he's very much active.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's still out here.
He's nowhere near retirement from what it seems if I'm just reading the tea leaves. And when he decides to retire, there will be the parade down 34th Street.
I think so.
It ain't many rappers active right now that's getting a parade. I know all of y'all think that your shit don't stink. All of y'all ain't gonna get a farewell. It's like Draymond told fucking Paul Pierce, nigga. You ain't Kobe.
A lot of times, a lot of rappers are the last one to find out that they retired
Yeah,
too.
when Paul Pierce last season, that game in Boston in Golden State. At the free throw line, Draymond was on the bench. Hey, you ain't Kobe. We ain't jacking this.
Now, personally, I do feel like it's a common misconception that Drake has been the GOAT prior to the battle. Prior to the battle, his quality of albums have dropped. If I'm being 100% real, after Scorpion, the quality of the albums, Certified Lover Boy, Honestly Nevermind, Her Loss, and For All the Dogs, a lot of those albums are just forgettable, right? 21 Savage, to me, carried Her Loss. Honestly Nevermind was just so different, generic, like just so different that the average person just didn't like it. For me, I personally like it because I like experimental albums. Certified Lover Boy had one or two good hits, but it didn't stand the test of time. Way Too Sexy was the biggest song from that album, and nobody's playing Way Too Sexy in 2025. So if we're just looking at prior to that, if Drake would have retired after Scorpion or even retired after Certified Lover Boy, his career would have looked like a gold medal stat sheet stuffer. Like, he would have just looked insane, right? But after that, he's constantly been dropping lower quality albums, with For All the Dogs being probably the worst and the most forgettable, right? Which is also the most recent before SS4U, which also only has two songs that kind of made it super duper hit, which was like Nokia and Somebody Loves Me, right? And Somebody Loves Me is more of a Party Next Door song, which to me, Party Next Door did a lot of carrying, because Party Next Door is really, really talented and has created and curated a lot of Drake's hits and a lot of hits for a lot of artists like Rihanna. So in terms of that, we have the ICEMAN album coming up next. The expectations is really low because people, well, specifically the biggest gripe or strife on Drake's career before the battle was his lack of growth in terms of the product that he's dropping. So if he hasn't evolved, and it looks like he's not going to evolve, what is ICEMAN going to give us? Is it going to give us something else to just talk about negatively on Drake? Or is he going to start realizing that, man, this gracefully bow out comment might be the truth? Because one thing that J. Cole did after the battle was not do anything. Maybe drop 2 or 3 songs, and after that, he hasn't said a word, hasn't even made a sound. And he's supposed to be dropping critically acclaimed The Fall Off, which is supposed to be really good, but he hasn't. So he kind of looks like he's somewhat retired, right? Or he's somewhat staying low key. A lot of the tactics that we kind of felt like Drake should have done post battle, Drake has made a lot of noise post battle, more noise than Kendrick Lamar in terms of music dropping. He dropped a lot of songs, a lot of tracks that people seem to forget. Before SS4U, it was songs like No Face with Playboi Carti. Before that, there was a song with Lotto, right? Those songs came and went, and that's not the Drake career. That's not the GOAT that we specifically grew accustomed to. So people are lying on Drake's career, which is why I feel like in his lawsuit, he's stating that he's lost a lot after the battle. But in my opinion, it was going to happen anyway. But he stated in multiple interviews, even in rap songs, that he wouldn't be the rapper that's going to just be rapping till he's old, or he knows when to leave, right? But for some reason, his quality has been dropping a lot like Kanye West. I compare him to Kanye West because Kanye West albums has been extraordinary, 10 out of 10s. And then as of late, he hasn't dropped the quality Kanye West albums that we specifically are accustomed to. This is the comparison and the conversation I'm having in terms of quality albums. Not saying that he's not dropping any, like Drake isn't dropping stuff that people's going to listen to or like for the moment. He's a for the moment artist. All right. For the moment is really good. It's like an appetizer. You really like it. You're really hungry. It tastes good. But after a while, after like several months to a year, you're kind of hungry again. And then that's when he feeds you more, which is what's happening with SS4U. SS4U just came out not too long ago, and then like about a month after, he's dropping a solo album, right? And we hadn't had a solo album from Drake in a while, right? So when it comes to that, let me know what y'all think in the comments below, because that's my honest take on Drake's career and him gracefully bowing out. I feel like he should have left after Certified Lover Boy, because after that, everything he's doing is tainting his career. Most of the best albums of his entire career is before Certified Lover Boy, right? So if you look at all of his worst albums that he's ever dropped, wouldn't it be his most recent albums? What does that make you think of him, right? There was a time where people, well, in this video, they talked about Kobe Bryant knowing when to gracefully bow out, or Ice even stated that, the game, his body physically, he couldn't do it anymore. Well, to me, some people say that rap, you can rap forever. In a sense, you really can. But in terms of quality rap, and if you've, curated a GOAT line status for yourself, you should always leave on top, and you should never leave when you're being dragged through the mud, whether it be your fans or not. This is not, Drake used to be the guy, like I said, everybody loved Drake. Like, it was, to hear a Drake negative comment was very rare, and that person 9 times 10 just already hated Drake as a person, you know what I'm saying, just the way he carried himself before post-battle. It was very rare, all right? And I'm talking about years before post-battle, not after Certified Lover Boy. I would say after 2020, then the hate was normal. But before 2020, Drake was not questioned, right? So in terms of that, Drake not being preview enough or have the wherewithal enough to know, hey man, the game has changed and I'm not that guy anymore. And he needs to accept that, and his fans also needs to accept that, because to be delusional is to be also disrespectful to Drake's career. The reason why I'm saying that is because people are acting like this new Drake is really good when I've heard the best Drake. And I feel like it's disrespectful to my ears when I know the best version of this dude and I'm not seeing that. And I want him to get to that level again, but he has weird fans who are in love with him, like literally in love with him. And they don't want to hold him accountable as an artist, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want songs that's going to change my life. Like, Find Your Love, Thank Me Later. I listened to the album a lot, Find Your Love changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, those over changed my life. You know what I'm saying? We need songs from Drake that's going to change people's lives, whether it be good R&B or just good rap. And we need him to get more relatable. ICEMAN doesn't look like he's going to be in that relatability bag or introspective bag like Nothing Was the Same. Was the last hip-hop album, like true hip-hop album, all hip-hop, that we can honestly say, other than if you want to argue Views or Scorpion, right? But that's just my honest take on Drake. T-Pain was right, and Drake needs to stop being in his feelings anytime somebody says anything about him, because his career, he's always talked about how he is ready for competition, that he's number one, and because he's number one, he can face anybody. He's not the 2, he's not the 3, he's top 5. Like, so let me know what y'all think in the comments below, man, because this is one for the books. Drop a like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's been boy from me the room. Back with another banger, man. Peace.